So I've got a confession to make, and I have to admit it to you. I made a mistake. I made a big mistake regarding one of my fish. So if you've been following my channel, you know that I like pufferfish. Really got into pufferfish. And one of the first ones I got, not the first one I got, I called it my holy grail fish. And I can link that video up here in the corner through a card. You can go watch that again. When I showcased my Fahaka puffer, Kiwi. When I first found her, the story of finding her, and just bringing her into my hobby, the Fahaka puffer was one I thought was just a dream fish to me, and I called it my holy grail fish because I never expected to find one local. And then I got the opportunity to go up to Washington to Aquarium Co-op and buy a Mabu puffer. I mean, I never thought that was going to happen. But the point of this video is I made a mistake regarding my Fahaka puffer, and it sucks. I still consider that my holy grail fish. The size I found it, the way I found her. And I love that fish. I'm very attached to her. So it's always a challenge when you add in tank mates. You never know what's going to happen. And I know the first thought you're thinking probably is, oh, great, my Fahaka puffer destroyed any other fish. It's the other way around. And we're going to talk about it. So on the update video I did on this tank, just to kind of talk about Kiwi, the plants going in here. If you remember right, this is the 125-gallon tank that she's in. We talked about the giant royal pleco that we put in here. Here's my hand comparison. This guy is honestly like 8 inches, and he's girthy. He's a big boy. I was super excited when I found him. I found him in a local fish store, and look at him. He's gorgeous. He's a really fine specimen of a royal pleco. And I knew there was a challenge when you add in fish with puffer fish. You never know what's really going to happen with their temperament and that nature. But I took a challenge. I took a risk because Kiwi lives with the group of guppies, and I've never had an issue with it. She's never gone after any of them. I recently got done quarantining some Siamese algae eaters, and they're fine. They don't pick on her, and she doesn't pick on them. I came down one night after I fed some clams, and you can see some remnants of some shrimp from her meal today. I was shocked to see my royal pleco, and the only way I can describe this was body slamming my Fahaka puffer out of the way to get to the clams. It shocked me. To the point he hit her so hard that Kiwi actually started to puff up, to deflate herself in a defensive mechanism. And I'm not standing for that. I'm sorry. Kiwi is staying. Holy grail fish, my Fahaka puffer, I love this thing. She is staying. And I couldn't believe the aggression that came out of this pleco. I was kind of watching it and really hoping that she was just going to take a chunk out of him to teach him a lesson, but it's not what happened. And I felt helpless. It was just interesting to see. So I thought, maybe they're just still adjusting to each other, but I've never seen this behavior before. We're going to watch it for another few days, see what happens. I noticed a trend that Kiwi stopped eating. And that's not good. I need her to eat. A large fish can go a little bit of time without eating, but there comes a time in a point that they have to eat. The pleco is taking all the food. Not because Kiwi can't necessarily get to it, because he won't let her get to it. And it sucks. It really sucks, because I'm not gonna lie, that pleco was kind of expensive, as much of a good deal as I found him for. But it's just one of those, you always hope that your fish are going to get along. But I guess, that is what happens in the hobby, especially when you choose to keep fish like puffer fish, or cichlids in different nature. You can tell I'm kind of jumbled up about this. It's kind of a hard video to make. It kind of is a hard video to make, to honestly come to you guys and admit this didn't work out. Because I wanted it to so bad to showcase. Look, I got a 125-gallon tank with a Fahaka puffer and a royal pleco, and everything's fantastic. Truth is, everything's not fantastic. So I am working on rehoming the pleco. Kiwi's staying. I need to get her eating again. So I've actually gotten pretty creative. Well, I don't know if it's creative. I try and feed a lot of wood-heavy pellets to this guy, as I know he likes to munch on wood. I'm even considering dropping in a lot more just manzanita wood and different things to let him munch on. I get him occupied, and then I have to target feed Kiwi, and it's become difficult. You know, she used to just eat like a champ, and we need to get her back to that level. Particularly, I don't want to lose her. I love my Fahaka puffer, and sorry, big guy. The eviction notice has been set.